Fancy, fancy, fancy. We are in Hollywood, ladies and gentlemen. Actually, downtown live. You know, L.A., we're not in Hollywood per se, but almost. Carrie Champion, First Take. Welcome. Skip Bayless to my left. Stephen A. to my right.
I'm surprised you showed up today.
Why?
I figured we'd lose him to the soaps. I figured he'd be a soap
to the
star by
soaps.
Well, listen, that is in the works, because not only was I invited on General Hospital, that will be coming up in the near future. But I also had the pleasure to have dinner last night with an iconic figure in the soap opera world, Mr. Eric Braeden, a.k.a. Victor Newman of Young and the Restless. An honor and a privilege.
So now you're going to get a guest spot on Young and the Restless.
It might be possible. You know what? They're not asking me to be anything but Stephen A. But it ain't like I got to pretend to be something else.
You liked that scene yesterday.
Oh, yeah. You got that show canceled.
Got the show canceled. That was a great scene.
Carrie,
anyway,
I'm young and I'm restless. I'm ready to go.
We'll get the show started in just a few moments. Let me tell you, folks, who's here, who's joining us today. We got a lot of guests today. Stephen A. just said that to me not too long ago. Cowboys running back DeMarco Murray will join the desk.
He better be ready to bring it.
Look, 8-8, 8-8.
Yeah. First of all.
Yeah.
Is any Cowboy ready to bring it?
Oh, boy.
Just a question.
Chargers cornerback Brandon Flowers will join us, and J.B. Smoove of Curb Your Enthusiasm fame. You remember him? You guys are buds.
Oh, yeah.
I go way back.
J.B. Smoove is hilarious. He's done some great things, particularly for the MSG Network in New York City. So he's got a lot of things going on.
Wait, you didn't mention the UCLA basketball coach.
I was saving the best for last. A-clap. You ready? UCLA head basketball coach Steve Alford will also be here. Alumni tune in. Bruins tune in. We're excited. These guys aren't. I am. Meanwhile.
He's great. But
he is.
I don't know about the program.
Oh, boy. Already. See, already. Taking shots.
3 first-round picks. That's pretty good.
We are awesome. Are we not?
In the NCAA tournament. That's what
we have to get to the bottom of it, because we should have got the chip. But anyway, moving on. We're all over the place. Up first, let's talk about LeBron, okay? There's some fallout, or actually some implications with LeBron and the decision. We want to ask you a question about what should the Cavaliers do. Apparently, the big debate is Andrew Wiggins versus Kevin Love. The #1 overall pick has some tremendous upside, but clearly has to prove himself in the league. New Cavs coach David Blatt says that Wiggins isn't going anywhere, not even for a package that would give the Cavs Kevin Love in return. 12 NBA GMs were polled by ESPN insider Jeff Goodman, and 7 of the 12, listen to this, 7 of the 12 said they would not trade Wiggins for Love. So we asked this question. Wow. Who has more value, Kevin Love or Andrew Wiggins? Stephen A.
Well, first of all, let's be clear about something here. I mean, I know it's early in the morning. We're out in L.A. We enjoying a week of the ESPYs or whatever, but I just think certain things need to be said. Some of these NBA executives need to be immediately drug tested.
Okay.
Immediately. And some of them are lucky to have a job. I don't understand how anybody with sense could sit there. I understand you're talking about Wiggins' upside. I totally get that. His athleticism is off the charts. He plays defense. He can lock you down. He's got some promise there. Plus, he's a go-getter. He wants it. But his handle is suspect. His J is suspect. He's got a lot to learn. I think he'll be a star one day in the league, but we don't know how far off that is. Meanwhile, there's a dude out of UCLA that's been in the NBA for years, that is fresh off a season where he's averaging 26 and 12. He is a walking double-double. I'm talking about Kevin Love here. The only knock against Kevin Love, and by the way, I'm not saying it's a knock, I'm just saying what NBA folks are spreading, is that he's sort of a problem in the locker room because he will point fingers, and the J.J. Bareas of the world and others had to step to him and tell him to stop doing that. And because of that, you have coaches like Flip Saunders and others who aren't necessarily particularly fond of him. I don't know that. When I've talked to Kevin Love, with Kevin Love that I've met, I like him a lot, and I love his skill. The boy is big time. Kevin Love, I told you, I love me some Love. Love can play. Now, he's no Melo. He's not Carmelo Anthony, but Kevin, 26 and 12 is not an accident. And I understand he hasn't been to the postseason. I get all of that. I understand it. But if he's a teammate of LeBron James, they're the #1 team in the Eastern Conference. They're probably going to the NBA Finals. Now, whether or not, and I totally agree with my man Charles Barkley when he talks about you ain't got a shot at beating nobody in the West if you don't acquire Kevin Love. Kept 26 and 12. He can post you up. He can pull up from 3. And, oh, by the way, he's an exceptional rebounder and passer. How in God's name can somebody that has the title of an NBA executive, anonymous or not, no wonder you anonymous, to sit there and to say that Wiggins, you would keep Wiggins rather than get Kevin Love? I really question whether they know basketball. I really do. I really do.
So are you saying that with Kevin Love, would you start to favor LeBron's new Cavaliers to win the NBA championship over the Western Conference teams?
No, not at all. I favor them to go to the finals, but not to win it, because let me tell you something. San Antonio has proven to be the best team in the game of basketball. Oklahoma City is no joke. The Clippers, that acquisition of Spencer Hawes right here in that Los Angeles. Spencer Hawes,
who used to be a Cavalier, by the way.
Wait a minute, was a big-time pickup for the Los Angeles Clippers because he's 7 feet. He can shoot from 3 like 45%.
Okay.
Yep.
That's a big deal. If DeAndre Jordan can't do something for you, free throws, offensively, period, in the fourth quarter, you can insert Spencer Hawes with Blake Griffin. That's a big deal. That's
Dallas,
a big deal.
Portland, Golden State. Should I go on?
No,
Go on.
Thank you.
The Cavaliers
All right,
beat some
here's
of
my
those.
bottom line on this debate. Kevin Love is obviously the more proven of 2 players I doubt will ever be superstars, either one of them.
Really?
I'm not sure I can either qualify either as being a star. You and I differ on the definition of star.
Yeah.
But even though Kevin Love has made 3 All-Star teams, and even though I do believe that Kevin Love would give LeBron a slight edge in the East, I don't think it would be any cinch that Kevin Love plus LeBron could win the East. And I definitely don't think they could beat about 5 teams in the West in the NBA Finals with Kevin Love, whose intangibles I have always questioned. His killer will, his late game heroics, his give me the ball and get out of my way. Okay, so he is about to play his 7th NBA season, and 6 times he has failed to get the Timberwolves, albeit to the Western Conference playoffs. But that would bother me about Kevin Love. It would bother me if I can bring back UCLA, that at UCLA, remember his teammates?
Yeah.
He had Russell Westbrook.
That guy was good.
He had Collison.
That guy
he
was
had
good.
Mbamute.
Yeah.
He had Josh Shipp, who didn't make it in the NBA, was a hellacious college player.
Yeah.
That team only got to the national semifinals and lost to Derrick Rose in Memphis, which obviously went on to lose to Mario Chalmers.
Because D. Rose was a bad boy.
Was he? Was he better than Kevin Love at that point? I don't know
Roberts
about that.
Could ball. I mean, Memphis had a little crew there. Let's give him credit where credit is due.
Okay. So why not one time? Why not once couldn't Kevin Love lift the Timberwolves, even last year's Timberwolves? Well, I thought they weren't devoid of talent with Ricky Rubio and Pet.
Oh, stop it, Ricky Rubio. The best thing about Ricky Rubio is his commercials. Yeah. Give me a break. I'm so sick of that. Kevin Martin can shoot. I understand that he's had seasons where he averaged 20 in Houston. He can average 18 a night. You can't leave him open, but can he really make noise? No, he cannot.
Okay.
Let me tell you.
So help me out here. Why
I'm trying to.
In what is called clutch time in the NBA, the last 5 minutes of games which are within 5 points, why was Minnesota the 3rd worst team in all of basketball?
Allow me to
Why were they?
Is that a rhetorical question, or would you like an answer?
You better
like me
have
to
an answer, because I think you're dancing as fast as you can
I'm not
right
dancing.
now.
Well, listen, I can't dance for 2 hours, baby.
Yeah.
So I'm here.
Yeah.
The bottom line is simple, all right? Let me tell you something, Skip Bayless. We got to call it like it is. Understand something. Kevin Love, to me, is a really, really good star caliber player. He's not a star caliber athlete. And so what happens is that when you don't have the requisite pieces around him and he's the focal point, yes, he can shoot threes. Yes, he can post you up. Yes, he can average 26 and 12. But he needs more help than that star who is athletic. Kevin Love is not jumping out of the gym. He can barely dunk. okay? He's not that guy, but he can really, really play. And so, again, if you're talking about Kevin Love going to New York instead of Melo, or going to L.A. in the absence of Kobe, no, that's not something you should be enamored with because it's an extension of Minnesota. Sure. But if you're talking about pairing Kevin Love with those kind of dudes, that's an entirely different
Okay, let's
animal
talk about
altogether.
the two dudes he would be paired with, hypothetically. If
Kyrie Irving and LeBron James.
Okay, do those guys need the basketball in their hands? Quite a bit they do, especially Kyrie and especially Kevin Love.
Yeah.
Now, how much is LeBron going to defer to those two?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Listen, when you have the greatness of a LeBron James, you will adjust. LeBron James is not the kind of person in his entire career. Nobody has had a problem with deferring to LeBron. You know why? Because he'll give you the ball back.
He will.
You're not looking at getting the ball and saying, damn, I wonder when I'm going to get the ball back. I mean, am I ever going to touch it again? Am I going to get my shots? No, LeBron, that's what that is the recipe to his greatness, regardless of the athleticism. I remember he was coming out of high school, and I was talking to several executives like this, the guy, LeBron James, because I hadn't even seen tapes of him yet. And they were like, Steven, you don't understand. I mean, the Carmelo Anthonys of the world, people like that, they're big time. The Bosh, the Wayne Wades, they can ball. LeBron is special. And I said, well, what makes him special? And they said, it's not just his athleticism. Sure. He knows how to play. He makes the right plays, and he is incredibly unselfish.
Okay.
The Jordans, the Kobes of the world, people like that, they're scoring machines. So you walked into a situation believing you were going to have to find a way to adjust to them.
Okay.
No. LeBron adjusts to you.
Okay, but you got two players, and I love Kyrie, and I respect Kevin Love's game, but they have the selfish tag on them. They can be ball hogs. They need the ball, and Kevin Love will stuff that stat sheet like nobody else, but he needs to be the center of attention.
I believe that stars repeatedly on the NBA level, including even the Kobe Bryants and Carmelo Anthonys of the world, have gotten a significantly bad rap in this respect. When you are the #1 option and clearly head and shoulders above anybody on your squad, that's going to happen. Looking for the ball, taking ill-advised shots, looking like a ball hog, expecting it. But when you are playing with somebody on, or in this case, above your level, you adjust because you know you ain't that dude. Kevin Love and Kyrie Irving might get slapped by a concession worker if they think they're supposed to sit there and ball hog with LeBron James on the floor. LeBron James might not even have a chance.
Wait, I thought you said LeBron be dishing to him constantly.
I'm saying, but I'm talking, of course he would give. No, you're not.
Oh.
I'm sorry, you don't understand
it must
basketball.
be too early out
you don't
here.
understand
What time
basketball.
is it?
You're not listening.
It's only
You're not
7:50.
listening. LeBron giving up the ball is entirely different than two players unwilling to give him the ball.
Oh, okay.
You see that? I understand that's hard for you to comprehend, but I'm here for you, bro. I'm here for you.
This is what's
That's all
hard
that
for you to
understand.
comprehend.
Sure.
You talked about LeBron's special ability to see the court and distribute the basketball.
Yes.
Young Andrew Wiggins, I'm not sure can play basketball. I'm not sure how soon he will learn to play basketball. He is a Sports Center highlight waiting to happen. I've seen too much of him. He can really, really dunk. We're going to see a lot of him on Sports Center spectacularly dunking.
Right.
He can run the floor. He can D up people. He can steal the basketball. Can he play basketball? You mentioned he has a suspect J. Maybe he can learn to shoot it. He was 1 for 8 in his first
Suspect
summer.
J and a suspect handle.
I totally agree with
But
you.
here's-
And a suspect handle on the game of basketball. Just seeing it, feeling it, how to play.
No, I don't think. Listen, he has a lot to learn. And you know me, I'm a Jabari Parker dude.
Okay.
I think Jabari Parker, to me, he's the second coming of Melo to me.
And
That's how I look at Jabari Parker.
And I'm an Embiid dude.
That's
He
right.
should have gone #1.
But
stress fracture in his back or not. I'm taking
You're
Embiid.
absolutely right about that. Joel Embiid would have been #1 overall if it wasn't for the back and you know, all of that stuff. But I'm telling you this, Andrew Wiggins' upside is there. He has the talent. I think he'll learn to play. The problem is that he's got an assassin's mentality, so he looks for his shot more than he looks to have a feel for the game. That's what I see.
Was he an assassin against Stanford in the NCAA?
No, he wasn't.
He went 1 for 6 and scored 4 points. It's totally fair.
Jabari Parker didn't have a good NCAA game. They're kids. It happens. It's a game. But I mean, you weren't saying that when he dropped 40 on West Virginia.
Yeah,
it
they
happened.
lost. They lost the game without Embiid.
Listen,
okay,
all I'm saying.
I was saying it when he dropped 7 on Texas and what was it, 3 on Oklahoma State. I was saying,
but he's had big games and he's had bad games. That's what kids do. Stop judging kids like they're grown men.
I didn't see enough.
But he's
not. LeBron was a grown man when he was 18, playing at Sacramento in his
That's
first
right,
NBA
and you
game.
wouldn't let up on him for 9 years. So what difference does that make?
He was really good really quickly.
All right, then. All I'm saying to you is that there's an inconsistency that comes with young talent. It happens. We get
Okay,
that.
I'm going on the limb. I'm saying I don't see a superstar in Andrew Wiggins. I bet he will never be a superstar in this league.
Never. Okay.
And you say yes?
No, I don't say yes. I don't know, because I think he will be very good because he plays on both ends of the floor. See, I actually count people who play defense.
Okay.
You don't care about that too
Oh, please, stop it.
Defense is
okay, if you're Minnesota, would you take him back straight up for Kevin Love?
No, but I will tell you this. I would take Kevin Love in a heartbeat if I were Cleveland.
Sure,
yes,
I would too. I'd do that
would.
quicker than you could say Quicken Loan.
Kevin Love can play.
Although the GMs disagree, but Stephen A. said the GMs need to be drug
seriously, they need to get drug tested.
Because you don't believe in that.
Seriously. Or they need to put their name out in the limb, because I don't know if they know basketball.
Okay.
Seriously.
Constant question asked on said show. You know who may know a little bit about basketball?